In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to use the advanced text block from Kadence. So this advanced text block is how you're going to be adding headings and paragraph content to your page. So as you can see here on my screen, I have used the advanced text block to create H tags. So heading 1 tags, heading 2, heading 3, 4, 5, 6, and paragraph content. And then this is just some highlighted content that we have here. So one thing I do want to direct you to is in appearance under customize. If you go to colors and fonts, and this is if you are using the Kadence theme with the Kadence blocks, if you click on colors and fonts, there is a section that says typography, and this is where you can set the global settings for your base font. So that's kind of your paragraph font and your heading font families. So your H1 tags, H2, etc., all the way down to your H6 font. So you can set the colors, you can set the font, you can set the weight and the sizing as well. So if you set these here and you are on a page, you can simply just click H1 and that's going to pull those settings straight through from the customizer. So let me show you this in action. So I have my page here that I've been working on. I've been using the advanced text block to create all of these heading tags. So let's go ahead and add an advanced text block. So again, you can click here, you can click that / and then you can click advanced text. Alternatively, click up here and choose the advanced text block. So there it is there. So the first thing it's saying is write something. So let's say, for example, we wanted to create a heading on my website that says the best WordPress tutorials. Okay. So automatically, the automatic setting is that it is an H2 tag. If I wanted to, I can change that HTML tag here on the right-hand side. So HTML tags are great for SEO and the hierarchy of your website. It's also a great way of directing your browser's attention. So let's say, for example, I change it to H1, then that automatically changes in size, H4, H5, H6, you can see. And all of these settings are coming from our customizer. So those global settings that I showed you earlier. So let's keep it as an H2 tag and look at the next settings we have. So I can set the text alignment. Again, I have the option to choose what it looks like on a desktop, on a tablet and a mobile device. So I quite often use this for my clients, whereby on a desktop, it is left aligned. On a tablet, then it is usually center aligned and center aligned on a mobile as well. So let's go back to the desktop. I can then set the color. Of course, the color has been set in the global customizer section, but if you wanted this specific H2 tag to have a different color, you just click on here. You can choose from your global colors. You can use a color picker or you can put in a hex code. So let's just choose that. You can then set the background color. So this is what I've done above here. Remember, background color extends the full page or the full section that that specific heading is in. We can then change the font sizing and the line height. But again, if you are using H tags, then I would highly recommend that you style all your H1, H2, H3 tags, etc. the same. Not only, again, is it good for SEO practices and hierarchy of your website, but also time saving. So if I put H2 tags on every page of my website and say, for example, down the line, I'm like, no, I need to change the font of those. I need to change the colors. I need to change the sizing. I would have to go into each specific page and then start changing those settings. But if I am using the customizer, the global palette, I can quickly just come here. I can then change the font sizing. That's then going to change throughout the website. Okay, so next settings we have are our advanced typography settings. So here, if you want your H tag to have different letter spacing, different text transformation, different font, different weight, you can set those. Then we've got our highlight settings. So your highlight settings, if you highlight this and you come to this little display more blocks tool, you can choose highlight. And when you highlight, it's going to change to orange because that's what the settings currently are. Those are standard settings with Kadence. Alternatively, you can just select the color here. So I'm going to choose white, and then I'm going to choose a background color of green. And you can also choose a border color if you want, a border style, and the border width. And then you can choose font sizing, line height, and letter spacing. Now, one thing I do want to show you, if you are going to be using this highlight function quite often throughout your whole website, then what I recommend you do is you come up to here, this Kadence blocks controls, and you come to blocks defaults. Then you're going to click on advanced text. Then you're going to come to highlight settings. So click on that drop down. And then you're going to, if you want all the highlights to look the same, you can choose white, and you can choose the green color. And the other thing I wanted to change was just padding. So that's the spacing within the element. So I'm going to make sure that it's like about 5. Just actually break it up and say 20 and 20. And I'm going to save and close that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another text block. So advanced text, and I'm going to type something in here. I'm going to then click on this drop down, click on highlight, and you can see that automatically then has the settings. Okay, so let's go back to this last one here. We want highlight, and you can change all these settings in terms of font weight and padding. The next is your link settings. So if you do want this heading to link out to something else, so let's say, for example, we want to link this to my sample page. You can just type in sample page. I can also set here the link settings, so whether to open it in a new tab, no follow, or if it's a sponsored link. Otherwise, I can just paste in whatever link I want it to go to. The link style, I can set if it's underlined or underline on hover. I can also set the link colors. The next is your spacing settings. So padding is within and margin is around. So let's just show you here 10, 10, 10, 10. If I want, I can just link it and then do that. I'll link this as well and just show you the padding in and around that. So you can really see that when it's got a background color. So if I go to my settings and I give it a background color of green, you can see that there. If I scroll down, go to a padding, you can see how the padding works. The next is your text shadow settings. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off the highlight. Quite difficult to read. Let's make that white. Okay, let's go to our text shadow settings. I'm going to say yes to that. You can toggle that. And then I can obviously let's put 10 and 10 here. And if you wanted a shadow on your website, then on your advanced text, you'll just toggle that text shadow and then change the X, Y, and the blur. There we go. Okay. And you can change the color. Okay, and the last option you have is your advanced, and this is where you can set your HTML anchor. So if you wanted a specific link that goes to this heading, you'll just pop in whatever you want the HTML anchor to be. So let's just call it heading. And then I would simply go into my menu or wherever I want to link to, put a hash and then put heading. And if I want to style this specifically, adding a bit more styling, I'll just put in a CSS class and then use that specific CSS class to style my heading. Okay, so that is how you style your heading or your paragraph content. Now there's one last thing that I do want to show you. So I'm going to add in another advanced text block, and I'm going to show you something that happens with this text block that can be quite annoying. So I'm going to come here, and this is just some nice cupcake Ipsum, makes you quite hungry. You copy this content. So I'm basically copying 2 paragraphs here. And what I want to do is I want to use the advanced text block instead of the standard paragraph block in WordPress. So let me just show you this standard paragraph block. So let's go up here and just type in paragraph, click that, and just type that in. Okay, so this is the paragraph block. This is a standard block that comes with every installation of WordPress. Now, this paragraph block is so limited in terms of styling. Yes, you can change the text, you can change background, you can change typography, but you can't really change anything else. You can't add text shadows or anything like that, or you can't change the spacing, and the spacing to me is quite important. And you can't, let's just click here. You've got the line height, letter case, letter spacing, and drop caps as well. So you got those kind of options, but you can't change fonts. So that's why I always use the advanced text block from Kadence. So I just wanted to show you that quickly before I paste in this content. So I want these 2 paragraphs that I've just copied from Cupcake Ipsum to now be put into an advanced text block. So I've chosen my advanced text block, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to click paste. Now, once I click paste, it's now suddenly given me 2 paragraph blocks that are standard with WordPress, which I find quite annoying. So let me delete those and let me show you how to paste in content into your advanced text block. So we add an advanced text block. What we do is we copy the first paragraph, copy. We then right click and we click paste. Okay, that then pastes it in there, and I want it to be a paragraph font, so I'll just change that. And then I hold shift and I press enter, and I press enter again, and then I copy my next paragraph. I right click and I click paste. And there we go. This is now all in one advanced text block, and I can change font sizing, etc. And that changes for the whole bit of paragraph content that I have added in. Okay, so that's how you work with paragraph content. Unfortunately, when it has paragraphs, and you copy all of those paragraphs together and you paste it in, then it changes to the standard paragraph block. Okay, so that's just a little tip when working with the advanced text block. So that's how you use the advanced text block from Kadence. If you have any questions about this block, then feel free to pop your questions or comments in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing what you create with this Kadence block.